All right, welcome everyone. Rod Moore here from Leadership Skills Institute. Hope you're all doing well. Just thought I'd do a live stream here for you today, particularly aimed at professional services like coaches and consultants. So if that's you, then I just want to spend some time and talk with you about the fastest way to attract new clients if you're a coach or a consultant. Now, I was a business coach and consultant for about a decade. Mostly focusing on marketing. So I've helped a lot of small business owners in professional services and other coaches and consultants, help them understand what the fastest way to attract clients are in the marketplace. And so what we're going to do is talk about the number one skill I think you need in this day and age to effectively attract clients to you and to stand above the noise, right? Because there's a lot of competing businesses out there in pretty much every category that you can think of. How do you stand out and get noticed and get attention and then attract that audience to you to want to work with you? So this is obviously an important consideration if you're a solopreneur or you're a small team and you're in the coaching, consulting space or the expert space or the thought leadership space. It's critical that you break through all the noise that's out there and get the attention of the target market that you're going after. So how do you do that? So in my experience, when I started my marketing consultancy business, I ran it for about a decade. And when I started, I was pretty much unknown. I'd had some experience and some success in another business, which was more of a distribution type of business in the nutritional products field. So I'd had a global success with that. And as a result, I attracted a few people who wanted to get some help with their marketing. But really, in launching that business at the time, I didn't have a lot of exposure in the marketplace, because I started targeting small business owners and in particular solopreneurs, professional service providers, people like that. And so I didn't have a lot of exposure. I wasn't that well known in that community. So what was the number one strategy that I used to go out and get visibility and start attracting clients straight away? Well, the number one thing that I did, and I really believe that this is the number one skill to be able to market yourself as an expert and make yourself attractive in the marketplace, that number one skill is the ability to be able to speak persuasively, right? So to be able to reach out to your target market with a message that they resonate with and that they connect with and bond with and that makes them feel attracted to want to come and work with you. So you need to really master public speaking, right? That's the very first thing I think you should work on if you're trying to market yourself better. Because when you start to learn how to speak with influence, with conviction, with power in such a way that people just find you really compelling to listen to and they'll sit there and consume your content that you create, when you've got that ability, then you can start to connect with people's hearts, minds and souls and really get into their psyche with the message that you're trying to deliver. So public speaking, in my view, is the number one skill. Now, when we think of public speaking, we think of, maybe giving a speech at our son or daughter's wedding. I gave a speech recently at my mother's wedding, which was kind of unusual, right? I gave a eulogy for my father and then a couple of years later a speech at my mother's when she remarried. So that's what we think of with public speaking. But what I'm really talking about is the ability to be able to articulate your unique message, the value that you provide to the marketplace. As a coach or a consultant or an expert, you do one of two things. You either help people get a solution to their problem, or you help them aspire to something greater and to achieve their aspirational goals. One of those two things, right? Now, it could be in a whole range of different areas. You might be a weight loss coach, or you might be a relationship coach, or you might be a business coach. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, you're solving a problem or you're helping people reach an aspiration. And, within that, you've got to construct a message that's compelling. It's a message that your target market wants to hear. And when they hear it, they go, you know what? I get it. I really understand what this guy's talking about. And he's talking about it in such a way that I feel attracted to want to find out more. That's what you're looking for, right? So if you can craft a message and then deliver it with a level of passion, with a level of emotional intensity, with a level of intelligence that connects with the minds of the people that you're trying to attract as clients, then if you can develop that skill, then I believe that the sky is the limit for you. Because here's the thing, when I started my marketing consultancy business, nobody knew me. But I knew some techniques around marketing which I knew would work and help people solve their problem. Most small business owners, coaches, consultants, experts are no different, right? Most of them struggling to get clients. That's their number one problem in business. So I knew that I could help them solve that. And what I did was I went out and started speaking. I started a little podcast, and I started doing weekly and daily audio podcasts, which I'd post up on, I think it was Blog Post or something, or Podcast Blog, something like that. I can't remember now. It was a long time ago. I'm talking before Facebook and YouTube became a thing. And in fact, I don't think YouTube had even been invented when I started, right? So I started speaking on recording audios and putting them up on a website, and putting them up on my own website. So that was the very first thing I did, articulating my knowledge, my expertise, and packaging it in a way where basically what I was doing was saying, hey, if you are this type of person, you're my target market, and you have this problem, then I get that problem, right? I can understand where you're coming from with that problem because I've had that problem myself, right? But what I did was I worked out a solution. I worked out a way to attract clients, and I put it together into a step-by-step process. And I started marketing that, right? I started talking about that. If you're this type of person with this type of problem, I've got a solution for you, right? And that solution is a step-by-step process that if you follow that process and you understand how it works, then you too can start to attract more clients like I've done. That was the message I had, right? And I packaged it up in a certain way, made it unique, put some unique positioning around it, and I started going out and talking about that everywhere I could. So I started putting on my own seminars. I'd run evening seminars, and I'd get a group of people together. I'd stand up in front of them and I'd do a presentation, right? An hour and 20 minutes, and then at the end, I'd talk about my coaching consulting services at the end. I started speaking at networking events, and then I thought to myself, why just go and speak at networking events? Let me run my own, right? So I started running some of the biggest networking events in the country at the time. 2-day events. I'd have 150 people in the room. I'd have other speakers come and join me in those events. But, I would speak and I would talk about what I do. And naturally, I'd have clients as a result of standing up and speaking to people, right? So, speaking is the most powerful way to do it. Now, back then, there was no such thing as a webinar. There were no live streams like I'm doing right now, live streaming to YouTube. That didn't exist, right? So today, here's what I'd be doing. I'd be doing a weekly webinar. If I was a consultant, coach, expert in that space, and I was looking to start to build an audience, I was looking to start to find my tribe of target market people and start to progressively just attract those people to me, wanting to work with me, then I would be doing a weekly webinar, and I'd have a scheduled time and date, and I'd be promoting the living daylights out of that webinar. Because when people get on the webinar and they spend some time with you and they hear you talk about how you can help solve their problem with passion, right, and you give examples and case studies and evidence, right, that you're able to do this, then people will just feel magnetized to you. Not everyone, but the right people will. So a weekly webinar definitely is what I'd be doing. Then the other thing that I would be doing is what I'm doing right here, live stream. I'd be live streaming every single day. There's nothing to stop you from live streaming every day. It is free right now, Facebook and YouTube, free, right? 100% free to be able to live stream. And there's never been a better technology. There's never been a better way to reach out into the marketplace and connect with a target market and start to build a relationship with them than there is through live stream like this. So I'd be talking about different areas of your expertise. Like right now, I'm talking to coaches and consultants, talking about what I think is the number one thing they can do to start attracting more clients to them, and that is to make themselves attractive by speaking with power, conviction, and persuasion about the solution that they, or the problem that they have a solution for, right? Putting that out into the marketplace as much as you can. Do a daily live stream, 10, 15 minutes of a daily live stream, and over time, you'll start to gather momentum doing that, right? Then the other thing that I would be doing is I'd be doing video. The future of internet marketing, online marketing, 100% is video. So you need to become really good at speaking persuasively through video and doing it in a way where, through that camera, that you connect with people and that the right people resonate with your message. So that's what I'd be doing. If I was sitting there right now, I've got my little coaching business or consulting business, and I wasn't sure what direction do I go to start getting clients, I would just start talking about, if you're this type of person and you've got this type of problem, I've got a solution, right? And I'd talk about that. And I'd explain what my solution is. I'd explain the 3 steps that I use to lead people out of the problem into the solution. And I'd just give them little bits of the content every day, right? And then once a week a webinar. And in between those events, if you don't have many clients right now, you've got time to do this. Trust me. Once a week a webinar. Every day a 10-minute live stream like this, right? And in between those 2 events, you get on social media and you start promoting your webinar, you start promoting the videos that you record in the live streams, and over time you start building an audience for yourself, okay? Now there's a way to fast track that, of course, and I'd be using things like Facebook ads, but we'll talk about that in another live stream. For now, the number one thing you can do is start speaking persuasively and influencing your market through the spoken word. And we've got more avenues to do that now than ever before. We've got Facebook Live, YouTube Live, we've got video, we've got webinars. It's endless, the possibility, right? In fact, the market's really fragmented now. So because it's so fragmented, you need to think about building your own audience and owning that audience, right? That's really important. Don't let somebody else own your audience. So I hope that helps. If you need assistance or help, drop by our website, www.leadershipskills.institute, right? And when you get to our homepage there, you can pop your email address in, and I've recorded a free training video course for you on how to start to speak, attract clients, and grow your business. So if this message has resonated with you, then definitely go and check that out, and I'll explain to you in a bit more detail how you can use speaking and the different channels that we've just talked about, how you can use speaking to really start to attract clients and grow your business. So make sure you drop by our website there, leadershipskills.institute, and I'll see you over there, and I'll give you access to that free training. So my name's Rod Moore. I'm the CEO of Leadership Skills Institute, and I look forward to bringing you lots more quality training like this on how you can be a more effective leader and get better results in your business in the future. Cheers for now, and have a great day.